Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kylie, and these last two videos are going to be the final videos that I record in this space. It's a little bittersweet, but we are ready to move on. We have to make room for baby. So it will be interesting to see the new setup, how we're able to do it and everything. But I am going to be going over my 2021 plans, expectations, and new habits that I want to cultivate in the new year. So I am using my Erin Condren notebook as my goal keeper this year. I have my 2021 HB90, which is Sarah Cannon's heart breathing method for the entire year, down roughly. These will adjust and change quarterly based on what I'm working on, and I will do a complete separate video on what I'm working on in Q1, Q2, etc. When we get there. Probably one of the first videos that I record in 2021 or post for 2021 will be my Q1 goals. So for 2021, I am planning or expecting to plan kind of the same way that I ended up planning Q2 to Q4. I'm planning on still COVID, still semi-lockdown, still not really going that many places, and that will only be multiplied by the fact that in March or early April, I will be giving birth to my son, so we will not be going anywhere with a newborn in this kind of icky climate. So I am planning on staying pretty close to home for this next year and hoping for the best, but planning that everything will more than likely stay a lot of the same that happened this year. I have broken down my goals, like I always do the last 2 years that I've done this, into 5 categories. However, one is a little bit more arbitrary and it's a little bit more movable because that's my audiobooks, and I book out my narration months in advance or even weeks in advance, so I can't really put a number or a figure on how many I'm doing a month because it alters depending on my clientele. So that is one thing that I put on my Kanban board. However, I don't have anything really written down in here. Pretty much it's just going to be the same old, try to do 3 to 4 audiobooks a month. That's the goal. That's how we've been doing it, and that's what pays the bills. So that is kind of a given one. It's my normal day job. It's my everyday work, so to speak. My author/writing goals have altered immensely for 2021. I talked a little bit about this in a previous video that I did called Real Talk, when plans don't go to plan, and being 25 weeks pregnant today and realizing that at the beginning of the second quarter of 2021, I am going to have a newborn. Life had to alter a little bit. My expectations kind of had to lower on my writing end a bit because baby's 3rd trimester takes time, takes a lot of energy, and I don't want to overexert myself mentally and physically in a way that could potentially tire me for labor, delivery, that sort of thing. So I'm trying to go easy on myself. So for the last 2 years, Project Claymore has been my main thing. From Nano 2019 to Nano 2021, it's been Project Claymore. However, these are full size novels. They're 75 to 80,000 words. And it takes a lot to do the world building in those. This year, mentally, I started off really strong, and then I got pregnant and I missed about 2.5 to 3 months of writing. So I got a little bit behind on my goal there. And in doing so, I still have about 12,000 words left in Claymore 2 and about 35,000 left in Claymore 3. Claymore 1 is done and ready to go to the editor at any time. So I'm also in the middle of a rebrand of my Legend series with new titles, new series name, and new covers. So I will be completing those before I even think about publishing. So I will be completing those in Q1, hopefully, at least Q1 and Q2, before I start to publish anything new. I really want to do a new release, show off my new covers, do some marketing for it, because the new covers that I have coming are definitely on brand, on genre, and I'm super excited to show you guys. But it just takes time because doing the rebrand properly takes money. And again, right now we're a little bit more focused on hospital and doctor bills for the baby than really on covers and things of that nature. You might be wondering, what are you going to publish? You know, you said 2020 last year was going to be your writing year. What are you going to do for this year if you haven't gotten Claymore, you know, covered, situated, finished, that sort of thing? Glad you asked. I am going to be writing novellas next year. Hopefully starting in June or July, I can start to publish novellas. I have a trio of books, of novellas that I'm very excited about. It's centered around a cat rescue because I love cats. I love fostering cats. If you follow me on Instagram, I have fostered multiple cats this year and found them really awesome homes, and we're super excited about the prospect of getting our newest foster, who is staring at me from the bathroom right now, into her forever home before Christmas. So I'm really excited about that small little trio. And then I am going to be putting my Heart of the Island series, which is my river series, into novels anywhere from 30 to 40K. And I already have the first one done, just have to tighten it up a little bit. I actually finished that one this year, and I'm really excited to put those out there because I do think they will do better as a small collection of novellas over full-length books, because the stories that I have for them really lend themselves better for novella length over, 50 to 60,000 word length. So those are my writing goals, along with finishing Claymore 2 and Claymore 3 in the background. However, the smaller novellas will be fun for me to write. Not that they will be easier for me to write, because in novellas you have less words and you have to put all your beats in still in a novella. But I'm actually looking really, really forward to it because they're fun. With the River series, it's a little bit of nostalgia for me since I haven't been able to go home in over a year. And I'm ready for that sense of contemporary normalcy while I work on the paranormal craziness in the background. YouTube goals, I have a few. I'm going to be vlogging off and on about my pregnancy. I don't know how much I'm going to be vlogging. I'm definitely going to be doing trimester updates. I'm definitely going to be doing a vlog the day that I do my glucose test. I call it the chug challenge because that'll just be funny. And then I will also be vlogging, obviously, my writing journey about being a writer, a self-employed entrepreneur, and probably do some vlogs about time management, organization, with a baby, with a newborn, because he's gonna take a lot of time, and I'm so looking forward to it, but it's gonna be really interesting to see how much time is gonna be like sucked away from writing. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I just mean that in a realistic work way. And then I also want to get to 1,000 subs on this channel by the end of the year. So the goal is to be more consistent, make a new intro, and just put out good content once or twice a week that I can really offer that'll be constructive. So for business goals, there are quite a few on here. Some of them are just clerical, like getting QuickBooks, getting our taxes finished before March because he's due at the end of March, swapping bank accounts for the LLC, ordering the record book for the LLC, getting a new budget and a system down for when my husband and I move to the new apartment, because things will change monetarily a tiny bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Renewing my website. I have Weebly right now. I'm thinking about going over to Wix and to get branding done from an actual PA who brands and does logos and works on a Wix platform. Growing my social media, definitely, and engaging in the Facebook pages more. I used to be really good at it, and then 2020 I kind of just fell off the wagon. And also revamp my newsletter, which I expected to do this year, but because of 2020, you know, everything just kind of fell apart and mind went elsewhere, and just to get more re-engagement with that. So on the business side of things, those are kind of my business goals. They're very simple, but they will definitely help the business and my business grow. And some of that kind of overlaps into the rebranding of the Legends series and the re-release of that series. And then I have personal goals. So I'll get more into this into the habit section. I want a new morning and night routine. I want to get back down to my post-pregnancy weight as soon as I have them, and I'm going to give myself 6 months to do that. I think that's more than enough time. And also we have some debt that we want to pay off this year if possible. So that will be nice. So new habits that I want to cultivate in 2021 really have to do and revolve around doing more with less, and also staying off social media. So this year, with everything that has happened, I've been really plugged into YouTube to get news, to get just information about what's happening around the world with COVID, with the election, with a bunch of different stuff. And I've realized how much time I've wasted, and it's easy to give yourself the excuse, oh, well, you work from home, you know, you've already got your work done for the day, but I could have been doing more. I could have been doing more to pack, could have been doing more around the house to clean up, could have been doing more writing or planning YouTube videos or content, stuff like that. So my new morning routine that I really want to implement will be no social media for the first hour, to sit in silence or read for about an hour, that same hour, depending on, you know, what I want to do, and possibly even going over, like having a reflection blog to put in a journal to post to my website later, kind of like my morning thoughts, that sort of thing. And the night routine will definitely be much of the same. No social media, like an hour and a half before bed, and reading and or journaling on the end of the day, kind of reflecting back again on just what's happened. And I really want to get this down, because when my son gets here, I want to be able to really disconnect from social media and be present and really capture every moment that I can with him, because babies don't stay little forever. They grow up super fast. And I also want to work on his planner and his journal and what he's been doing. So that'll really help put my mindset in the right frame of doing that with the journaling morning and night. And then throughout the day, taking moments to kind of like stop and reflect. I want to be up at 7 a.m. and to be to bed by 10 p.m. So I have a bit of pregnancy insomnia still. I'm hoping in the third trimester it gets better, but I'm not holding my breath, because what I hear is it gets a little bit worse and it gets a little bit harder to get comfortable, which I'm finding closing in on the third trimester. So I really want to get as much sleep as I possibly can before he gets here, because I know that when he gets here, there's going to be zero sleep. Along with the whole, you know, cutting out social media before bed and in the morning, I also want less distraction and less noise from social media coming in throughout the day. So I do want to start a new habit of posting once to social media. The only platform that I probably would post multiple times a day and have scheduled times for those days would be Facebook, because that's where I do the majority of my interactions with people. And I also want to remove social media from my phone. Keep Messenger on there, but remove Facebook and Twitter, because both can be a huge distraction for me, especially Twitter. It's a time suck, and it's just so negative all of the time, and I can't even see the tags that I want to see. So to me, it's really crappy because I just avoid it like the plague. I will post on Twitter, but it's few and far between. And then less refined sugar. That is one thing I definitely want to do this year, is to consume less refined sugar, more fruits and vegetables, because I will hopefully be breastfeeding. Also, I did a Candida diet 2 years ago where you cut out sugar and glucose type foods, and it really actually helped improve my mental state. And that was really interesting to see, to do for a month or two and kind of cleanse that way. It wasn't a crazy diet, but it was a little bit more, it was interesting, and I wouldn't mind doing it again. However, I'm more likely to just cut out refined sugars than I am to go 100% off starch, because I'm going to need as much energy as I possibly can. This brings us to my 2021 expectations. So I have broken this video down from goals to new habits I want to cultivate to expectations. Number one, most important expectation for 2021 is to do more with less and to be more present. So that kind of puts an overall perspective on how I want to live my life for 2021 to the best of my ability, to be present, to not be hung up on social media or the latest hashtag or anything like that, just to be focused on me, my business, stay in my lane, and mind my own business. I also would love to get more writing done and be more productive in other business ventures such as YouTube and my audio narration. And that also will be boosted by cutting out social media, by staying on task and focused and really doing good time management and organization and buying myself time. I also want to be good to myself physically and mentally, as I will be having a child at the end of March or early April, and I already can tell you that if I have him end of March, my April will be completely 100% devoted to him and getting his schedule figured out, and just roll with it, because he's going to be the one to set the pace. Definitely family time was so important. If we can see family this year, with COVID being better, or the vaccines working, or it just going away magically, that would be fantastic. However, also family time just for us and our super close friends down here. That kind of social interaction is really still important to us, and we are safe. We are only seeing very few people that we know we can trust. So definitely family time. And then definitely starting to publish novellas again in 2021, probably around June or July. So those are my expectations for 2021. And yeah, I hope it all goes well. I'm not going to say I hope it all goes as planned, because if 2020 has taught us nothing, it is that sometimes plans in life just do not go as planned, and we're not in control. And sometimes we have to have those moments of, okay, I have to 100% regroup, refigure this out, redo this thing, and roll with it. So I hope this was insightful. I will be doing a Q1 breakdown of what I plan to be working on with my Kanban board when I eventually do get into the new space. So from me to you guys, I hope you have a wonderful Christmas or happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, and that you stay safe and healthy, and I will see you in the next one. One love, guys.